It's the Chiefs dominated that game in the trenches. The Chiefs, as you watch the game, if you missed, what would it, maybe 8 minutes in the third quarter, you would think the Chiefs should have won it. You know, you look at yards and different things. But I think the Chiefs' problems, and everybody does it. Oh, the Eagles won, yay. What's wrong with the Chiefs? Because the expectations are so high, because who they have, what they've done in the past. They skimped a little bit on the weapons. And as you see, Scantling dropped that ball, which would have been a game-winning touchdown that he just flat out dropped. I know Patrick Mahomes took credit for it. Or I don't know how you take credit for a drop, but he did that. On that play, Travis Kelce was tripled. There were 3 guys on Travis Kelce. Every other receiver was singled. You saw a bunch of guys drop. You saw Watson drop that ball at the end of the game when they were trying to get the 4th and long. They have, I want to say, 26, 30 drops this year, and that's going to bite you in the butt coming up later. Like, are the Chiefs going to go out and beat mediocre teams? Yes, whatever. When they play the Eagles, when the team we talked about, they're going to have to play the Ravens in the playoffs. They're going to have to get to the Dolphins. These different teams, the Browns defense, if they can do something on offense, but they're going to play some great defenses that can shut down Travis Kelce. And then what are you going to do from there? And I think they need to find those other pieces to give Patrick Mahomes, because he had so much time. He could have made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the pocket at times, but there was just nobody open. And that's the problem. I would say Andy Reid's very smart. He was one of them coaches that playing him, every time you had to go play him, you always saw something different. You never could prepare for an Andy Reid offense because he's just so intelligent, adjusts so well. I'm wondering if Andy Reid goes to a run game more and puts less on those other receivers, because they have good backs. Pacheco, they have Hilaire, they have good backs. Maybe Andy might put a little more in the running game and give those guys less opportunities, and it sounds crazy, almost to mess up. Travis is going to get his. They're going to scheme up stuff for Travis. He had a touchdown last night. But those other guys, if somebody doesn't step up to be that other guy, I can see these Chiefs having a loss deep in the playoffs where they're supposed to be.
You don't see Travis Kelce drop passes. You don't see him fumble the ball. This on the heels, there's stories coming out about him always thinking about retirement. There's all the Taylor Swift outside noise. Is this becoming too big? He's such a big star right now. Any concern that the off-field stuff is affecting him on the field?
You know what? I heard that today. I blamed it, knowing Travis and how great he is, Hall of Fame in his regard. As he sits here today, he retires tomorrow. I put it on the rain. I put it on the weather. The getting punched out. Okay, and it was slippery. Oh, he missed that one. Oh, okay, it was slippery. And then I started hearing that, and then I read the stuff about him speaking about retirement. I would say maybe if he marries Taylor Swift, he shouldn't worry about getting hit in the head by these big boys anymore. Why you go out here running around? You're already a Hall of Famer. But I've said it for a long time, and I haven't heard Travis say it out of his mouth that, like, I am thinking about, I'm really thinking about retirement. I don't know what context it was in, but I've said once guys start talking about retirement, they might as well retire, because you've seen the quarterbacks go back and forth, and it takes a while to acclimate, and then you're going to be sitting there, bro, on one of them week 13 Wednesdays or even in camp, and you're just gonna be like, why am I doing this anymore? I joked about Taylor Swift. Travis Kelce's not worried about money. He's not worried about accolades. He's not worried about respect. He's not worried about any of that. If he wants to hang the cleats up, I would give him all love and tell him hang the cleats up. Other people would say, why do you want to stop playing? Like, I retired early. Everybody's like, man, why would you stop playing football? And I was like, I don't want to play football anymore. I'm good. And that's kind of surprising to people that you work that hard to get in the 1% of the 1%, and then you're capable of doing it and don't want to do it. But if Travis doesn't want to play this game, he is going to be a superstar on something. He's going to be in all kind of magazines. He already represents about 75 companies. I see him on TV more than I see, Darren Orlovsky on TV or Ryan Clark on TV. So he'll be fine. But if I hear him say out of his mouth he thinks he should retire, hope they win a Super Bowl so he can go ahead and hang it up and have you a good life.
What about all the attention he's getting? He has such a different fan base, coming his way, that just hearing people be like, oh, he can't handle the pressure and all the Taylor Swift news. Do you think that is affecting him at all, or that's just a coincidence?
I think that's a coincidence. I've been around Travis some. He doesn't hide from attention. I actually went to the Travis Fest in Kansas City during the draft. He had a whole weekend where he was the MC of events with 30,000, 40,000 people at it. So I don't think he really runs from the attention. the new fan base is one thing, but what's that going to hurt? Like, he picks up 100,000 of followers and all that stuff. I don't know if he likes it. I wouldn't like the, almost being that plus one, like, oh, that's Taylor Swift's boyfriend. That's Taylor Swift's boyfriend. But to be honest, I think Travis is a guy that wouldn't really get to him. Coming out a Thanksgiving show, we're gonna have a little fun. And this time of year is kind of like when the teams start getting together. You know what I'm saying? When you kind of early on, some teams have new players, new coaches, new coordinators, and all. So they can win some games they shouldn't win, lose some games they shouldn't lose. But around Thanksgiving, like I think Bill Belichick said, real football starts around Thanksgiving. So now we're getting into the nuts and bolts of it, and always have a good time. Like, Jay, Chris, Ocho, myself, and Ryan are gonna do.
You played your career in Miami. Ever play on Thanksgiving while a Dolphin?
Yes, I actually played Detroit on Thanksgiving. We ended up beating them because they were terrible back then, unlike now. But it's pretty cool to play on Thanksgiving. You're the main event. You know that your whole family's watching. Really, the world is watching because there's nothing other to do than take naps, eat, and watch football on Thanksgiving. So it was pretty cool playing in Detroit on Thanksgiving, knowing the history of that with Barry and all those guys. So a lot of guys don't like the change of Sunday games for your scheduling, your regiment, but I enjoy playing on Thanksgiving.
I was gonna say that, and then I was thinking, well, Thursday is a game day now, anyways, but for a long time it wasn't. So it was definitely a different schedule regiment to be ready for Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, it's wild because you think about it, you move up 4 days. So your normal rehab, your normal massages, your normal recovery, your rehydration, all that stuff is sped into really 3 days because you're traveling as well. So it's I would say physically taxing to play a Sunday and then come back on a Thursday. But once again, man, I think it was Clinton Portis used to call them blimp games. So when you look up and you're playing in college NFL, you look up and start seeing blimps, it's a big time game. And that Thanksgiving is going to be a blimp game with everybody watching it. If that can't get your juices flowing, I don't know what can.
I'm sure you spend the day watching football, but what's Thanksgiving like currently in the Crowder household?
Oh man, we're actually in New York. We're staying up here. My kids, or honestly, my kids, I'm blaming them. Myself, my wife, my kids, we've never been to the Macy's Day Parade. So we're doing that, and we're going to we're going to check out the Dolphins-Jets game on Friday, because now this year they have the Black Friday game as well. So we did the scheduling out, and we were like, hey, let's head up to New York. I have to be up here for Inside anyway. Let's stay the week and enjoy the city. And I'll tell you, I tried to warn my kids. Miami's a city, but New York is a different type place. So I told them to get ready to see some craziness, but I know we're going to have a good time.